Hi everybody, I'm Mark from Route 249 and I'm here to show you more about the Zoom HD16. Last lesson we learned how to make a drum pattern from scratch, and now I'm going to show you how you can link more than one of those tracks together so that you can make a complete song. You can lay out all the tracks for your drums. I hooked up my main out to my amplifier. I put juice to this, turned it on, and then I turned on my amplifier, just making sure everything's done in its proper sequence. I hit the button here and it invented a project for me. That's where it's at now. It asked me what it wanted me to name it. I turned this around and wrote Drum 1, and that's all I've done so far here. Now what we need to do is we're going to have to push Shift and Pattern, which is number 7, and that puts us into the drum patterns. Now you can move this around backwards instead of clockwise, go counterclockwise, and it'll put you into what says empty up there. And I'm just going to put it on number 500 for right now. And we're going to edit this particular slot that is empty. And the way we do this is we push record and play at the same time, and it will give you a 4-beat kick in. Now if you want to change the tempo of your song, you hit tempo. We're going to slow it down to 100, and once we get what we want, we just exit out of it. So now it'll give us a 4-beat lead in, and we'll go ahead and I'll just put in the bass drum. If you watched the last video I made, it explained a little more in detail of what we're doing here. Just know we're going to record this. We set it for 4 measures, and it'll just keep looping around. Hit record and play. Okay, now if I stop it, I hit stop and zeroed it back to the beginning of the pattern. Now I can play through and we can hear what we recorded. Now should you ever have a part that you want to delete, like let's say I didn't like the drum beat that I just put in, all I have to do is while you're in the pattern, hit function, and it says delete pattern. You hit enter, and then it asks you again, delete it, and if you hit it again, then it will delete it altogether. I'm just going to exit out of it because what we did was alright. So now I want a different pattern. I'm going to go over here to number 501. It says empty, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a pattern, and we're going to add a little more to it so you can see how it's done. I'm going to hit record and play. We're going to have to start from scratch on it now because it's empty. Alright, we'll zero it. Now we're going to hit record and play again. We're going to add more to it. I'll add a hi-hat there to it. That's this one here. Alright, now when we play it back, it'll have all the parts in it so far. Stop it, zero it back to the beginning. We're going to add more in here. We'll add a snare drum. Alright, so we got all that part in there. Okay, let's just start another one. You can hear the difference between them, and that's all we're really interested in. Now I'm going to go to 502. It's empty now. Now we're going to add some more to it. stop it. 0. This time we'll do a ride symbol. Okay, I added a crash at the end. So now if we play it through, and we'll add that snare drum in again. Now we'll do one more just to see how this works. So we'll do 503. It says empty. We're going to put in some parts again here. Got to start from scratch. We probably should put a crash in there too. We have 500, 501, 502, and 503. We have those all recorded. Right now all you can do is listen to one or the other. So what we do is we exit out of this, puts us back to our project number, which I got as 11. It's drum 1. I told you that we made the name for that. You hold shift down and go to song, which is number 8. And it says it's empty. You go to an empty one. So what I want to do is I want to edit it. You hit edit. It has transpose, which we don't want. Has name, which we can always name it later, and one that says fast. With fast, we hit enter, and what it does is it gives us an open space there where we can put in information. 500, 500, and we're going to hit this one up here, which the first character happens to be times, and then it's plus, and then it'll be parentheses. So I hit this twice and made it a plus. We're going to add 501, and we're going to add that to 501. 500 plus 501. If you want to take the characters out, you just highlight them and then hit edit, and it erases the particular character that you have in there. Now we're going to play 502 2 times, and the way to do that, you have to put 502 in parentheses and then put a times 2 after it. And you could do it in any sequence. This is just what I'm doing here. So I hit this 3 times for parentheses this way. Then I'm going to put 502, 502, and I hit this 4 times, and that'll put up the parentheses on the other side. And then I'll hit this for times, arrow over, and do times 2 plus 503. Now that we're done with that, we're going to have to save it, which is function. No, it said syntax error. Okay, I think I know what went wrong. I believe I left out a plus. So it should be 500 plus 501 plus, I messed that plus, plus in parentheses 502 times 2 plus 503. Now hit enter. It says save song. We hit enter again. It says done. Now it should play 503 2 times through. We're going to play it here and find out. You're going to be the first to know. Next one, it should play twice through. That's one time. Yep, it's repeating the process. So you can see how you link songs together. All you have to do is pay attention to what you're putting together, and if you need to change them, you can always delete them. To delete a pattern, all you have to do is go to the pattern that you want to go to, and all you have to do is hit function, and it asks you if you want to delete that pattern. You can delete that pattern, then you can redo it, add a different segment to that song, or if you're doing a whole new project altogether, you can do that too. That concludes today's lesson. I know it was kind of short, but I think it was rather informative on how you can link these together to invent your own songs and drum songs, so that you can come back and then play your guitar over top of it. So we'll see you next time. Music